So last time I showed you how I enhanced the photos of my mom and her sister and friend that were out in Rocky Butte in Portland, Oregon, Southeast Portland in 1958. It was this one right here. We did a before, we had it, remember, it was blurry. We had some speckles in there. We had some artifacts. And then we enhanced it to the one on the right. Brought back all the details when an upscaler cleaned up the background. And so you brought back out these clouds in the background. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to enhance this even more by colorizing it and removing more artifacts and just cleaning it up overall. So stick around and I'll show you that right now. So I'm going to start with the enhanced version. So this is the enhanced version. If I go over to neural filters, let me close that. And I go up here to neural filters. These are the new AI tools that Adobe is integrating into their platform because they're realizing that a lot of people are wanting these tools and they make life a little bit easier, actually a lot easier. And so you'll notice right over here, there's a colorization, but there's also photo restoration. Now we're going to see if we can restore any more details out of this photo. Now it says that it'll enhance faces, but I already enhanced the faces earlier with that other one. But let's see what it can do. And what I like to do is I always like to do, I like to select this, it says current layer. I like to select a new layer so it creates a new layer and I can decide if I want to show that there. Enhance the faces. It actually did enhance the faces quite a bit. I don't know if I need it to do that though. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there just to see what it does. And let's click OK. So now, whoops, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. So now if you noticed, it created a new layer here on the lower right. If I was in the way, you couldn't see it. So I'm just going to leave myself out right there. So now if I undo this and redo it, I really don't notice any changes except for, oh, you see this shadow right here in the legs area. Whoops. There, it actually created a shadow there. That's not good. So it created an artifact that I don't want. Let's see what it also did in the back. It didn't really change much in the background. Oh, it did fade out a little bit of these clouds back here. I think it thought, I remember in the last video I thought about cleaning that up as well. It lightened it up the sky a little bit. I'm just not 100% convinced that this was worth the extra effort that it was trying to do. Let's see what it did to the faces. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It almost looks too artificial though. I like, well, if I zoom in, it did soften the facial features up a little bit and took some of the detail out. I'm not sure I'm 100% convinced on this. For my mom, it did a better job on her neck here. So I think that, let's see how it does on the skirt. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from this suggestion right here. So we're going to stay away from that. But let's do this. Let's go back to this one. Whoops. So I'm going to remove that. Delete, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the neural feature again, the neural filter, and we're going to try and colorize it. But first we got to do something to set it up. And that's this right up here. We have to go up to image. We have to put it into a mode of RGB. Oh, it is there. Okay, good. And 16-bit, yes. So we're set. So we can go into neural filters. Make sure that if you do this, that your black and white is set into RGB or else this won't work. So right here is the colorization here. And if I turn this on, boom, look at that. Okay, let's take a look. I have it in a new layer here, so let's take a look and see what that looks like. Wow, that is cool. Look at that. Let's see what it does. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. It's actually pretty good, but it did make the rock a little bit green. I guess in Oregon it could be mossy rock, right? It did bring some green to the trees and the mountains. The mountains look green in the back. Look at that. And over here, the gray, the mountains usually that are in the distance are a little bit darker. So this more natural. That's looks natural. And obviously what it tries to do is it tries to get these colors close as it can, so it tries to mimic based on what it's seeing in the shadows of the gray scale. And with the fact that we had a TIFF going on, if you look closely, the hand here goes a little bit to black and white and blends in with this rock. That's the only problem I'm seeing there. You could always enhance that. I mean, here's without the black. Whoops. Here's without the black and white, or here's without the color. This is black and white. This is with color. Without color, with color. Without color, with color. Look at the in the background, the clouds. That's awesome. All right. So you could see how quick that was for me. It was pretty quick. All I did was have a few clicks and the whole thing was colorized. And I know a lot of these colorizations aren't accurate. Like I'll show you here this, like look at the leg. It's different color. Now, obviously she's pushing it up, her leg up. There's motion here with the foot. And so, whoops, there it goes. Right here. So as she's flinging her foot up, the sun is reflecting off the leg. So you could easily argue that, well, that's just, it's the sun, Steve. I mean, look at over here. Her foot right here is pretty light colored. Yeah, that's true. And I'm being picky. I mean, come on, this colored it in like a few seconds. I mean, we can't argue, right? I mean, we didn't have to do this. We didn't have to painstakingly take our paintbrush and try and overlay a paint, and it just did it for us, which is amazing. Even the houses, look at the houses down there. They're a different color. They're definitely white. And so it kind of figured out based on what it was seeing and making a best determination. Now, obviously, this road here, I believe that's, if I'm seeing that right, this is Marine Drive out here, if I'm seeing this right. And then this should be the I-84 freeway that goes out towards east and goes out towards Idaho, down the Columbia River Gorge. But anyway, like I said, it was just kind of a fun project here. The only thing I wanted to do, well, first of all, let me save this. I'll save this as colorized. And then we'll also export that. One thing, and it's funny, I saved it in the TIFF file, but now we're dealing with the JPEG. And remember earlier I said if we do too many saves with JPEG and too many edits, we can degrade it. But we started with a TIFF file, so we should be okay. So let's compare now the original with this one and see how they look. All right, so the one on the left, of course, is our original with all the artifacts and all of the dots and all of the dirt that we had to clean up. And on the right is the enhanced. Wow, what a difference, right? Wow, that's awesome. What I like to do is explore this neural. So I did this. I went into the neural filter. I said, give me an enhanced version, restored it, and then I colorized it. Didn't even use gigapixel, and this is what I came up with. Now it's interesting because it looks a little bit blurry and pixelized. So I thought, what if I save it and then bring it into Gigapixel and see what happens after that? So let's take a look and see what happens. So that's interesting. So what I've noticed here is, I don't know if you noticed this, but I let Gigapixel enhance the one that Adobe Photoshop started to enhance, and I've got a little bit of a different flavor of what the other one did. In fact, my mom's skin looks a little bit better there. I'm going to save this and we're going to see what it looks like. We're going to compare it with the previous version. Okay, so again, what we did was I brought it into Adobe. I enhanced it with with the built-in Adobe Photoshop. Put some artifact on her shirt. I don't know if I like that. Let me try this again. I'm going to export that. So let's see what we're looking at here. So first of all, I gotta be careful so I don't get these confused. So here is the first one. This is what we did last time. Now this is the one that we did with Adobe Colorized, but it was blurry and it enhanced their friend's face, but it didn't. It was blurry, and so to do the final enhance, that I still had to bring it into the Gigapixel program, which then I brought that into here and to this. So again, this is with Adobe after Adobe first, and then enhancing it with the Gigapixel. So it still needed Gigapixel. So this, now I'm going to look at, looks like I missed some artifacts in here. Remember last time I had to go back and clean up some things? I probably should do that on this one as too. It didn't remove the scratch here either, like I did on the last one. But I love how it made the skin smoother. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. There's some artifacts here, but the Adobe one actually removed those. It made her friend's eye look a little bit wonky though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And it almost tried to make eyeballs a little bit more glossy or something. Well, I guess there's a little bit of a gleam in this eye, a little bit of a light. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit. Oh, I'm getting confused now. Yeah, look at the skin is just so flawless in this one here. I do like this one a lot better, and I think if I was to decide now, I'd probably want to clean up these artifacts and enhance this a little bit more. So, and also notice that the concrete is a lot better on this one as well. And you can see some snow in the mountains there, a little bit of snow. But yeah, let's look at the, whoops, somehow I went back to the black and white one. I don't know what I just did. Let me get back to, there we go. So this is the first one I colorized from our original, which was that was the enhanced version after all the cleanup. And then remember, I brought back some of the blue sky and the green on the, but look at the green brick. If I bring it back over here, it's not as green. It is a little bit up here. I just don't think that brick was all that green. And do I get the distance? The details are still there. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I'm doing right here. This is the first version. This is the second version. first, and then a second. First, second. There's some artifacts in here that we're going to have to clean up. I don't know. It almost has a better texture on the brick on this, on the Adobe one. It really is a preference. Let's look at the feet. Oh, now look. The Adobe, this is non-Adobe one. This is the Adobe Enhanced. This is the Gigapixel Enhanced. I like the feet on the Gigapixel Enhanced better because you can see the house clearly down here. And if I go over to this other one, well, I guess it's still there. It's not as good, I think, as the one with the non-Adobe one. Okay, let's look at them in a distance here. So this is the Adobe Enhanced and non-Adobe Enhanced. I still say the non-Adobe Enhanced looks better because while it did enhance the people better, the detail of the background is more pronounced in this one. It's just, I mean, the detail of the background is a lot better. I would almost do, there's techniques where you can isolate these images and let them come out in a, you know, like you can select them and then make them come out so that they pop. You could do that trick, and maybe we can do that together. Let's try that together, shall we? Let's do that. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken this photo, and you see right here I've overlaid that. So that, I think, needs to be cropped at the bottom. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these. So this is the Adobe one, and this. So I like this background. Don't like that background, but I like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the image, and we're going to go up to Select, Subject, and now notice how it select them right away. Now I can say Control C, and what that does is it removes them. It does leave a little bit of an artifact here, their shoe, but this is okay. Whoops. But this is okay because I want to bring them from the behind to the forefront. Now there's a little bit of an offset here. I'm not sure what's causing that, but we should be able to blend these two together. It should be very close. So what I think I'll do is I like this Adobe version, and so I'm going to keep both. I'm going to keep the first version I did because I love the details of the background. And I'm just going to clean this Adobe one up as well, so I'll have both and we can decide together which one we like best. So let's get started. Okay. And now I'm just going to start cleaning it up. Cleaning it up. And I'm just doing like I did with the first one. I'm just going to go through each little artifact that I see and that you and I see together. So if you see anything, just make sure you let me know, because I know I can really hear what you're saying. It'd be wild if you could like go back in time. Since you're going to be watching this after I filmed it, you can say, "Hey Steve, go back in time and do that thing that you said you were going to do." So yeah, it's interesting. It didn't get this scratch, but that's okay because I want to do it manually. It's a little bit delicate. Just clicking one at a time, one at a time. This one, I don't know if that's an artifact there. These ones are definitely artifacts there and there. That one, I think. I don't know if these ones are for sure, but I'm taking those out anyway. That, I think, is grass. The bottom looks kind of funky, but I'm going to leave it there. And what I mean by funky is right, I don't know if you've seen it, but right here, there's a little line. I think it might have been in the print, the negative of the photo negative. Yeah, I can talk. All right, so you can see up here, there's a little bit of a blemish. I think that's pretty darn good. I don't think we can get any better than that. That is gorgeous. To just look at that picture now. I don't know about this on her arm. Just going to remove that just to be safe. Don't know if that's a sun reflection on her pants, but I'm going to remove it as well. Same with this one. It could be a reflection on something, but yeah, that looks like it could be a reflection of the bottle, so I'm going to leave that there. There you go. Classic picture. I'm going to save this. Okay, so here it is again. This is the Adobe Enhanced. It's a combination of Adobe Enhanced and the enhancement we did with Gigapixel. So both of these have been enhanced with Gigapixel AI tool for upscaling, but this one is done with Adobe Photo Enhance first, and then use the other upscaler. So let's see how these both compare. This is before and after. So this is before with upscaler, after. So the Adobe lightened it up quite a bit. We can bring some of that back down. I love the shading, the shadows on the one we did without the Adobe. The only time we used Adobe was to edit it. So this is the one without the Adobe Enhanced, just a gigapixel. And this is after, before, after. Without Adobe's enhancement, with Adobe. So this is with Adobe's AI Photo Restore and with the Colorization. This is with the Adobe's Photo Colorization without the Restore, but with doing it with the gigapixels upscaling first. Again, I like the details in the background a lot better, but the skin tone here and the blouse, the skirt brought in back some detail, but there's not a lot of clarity in the skin up here. But over here on the Adobe one, really flawless skin. It brought back the blouse in a better way. You can almost see the silkiness of it. I like that. And it didn't give a green moss up here. It actually looks more textured. I think the Adobe, in my mind, wins, but there's still more detail on the rock. I love the texture of the rock in the non-Adobe version. So let me go and show you both. The one on the left, what is the one on the left? The one on, oh, that's the original. So the one on the right is the Adobe Enhanced with the gigapixel in a different order. The one on the left is without Adobe Enhanced. And I do believe this one is the winner because just the overall clarity, the fact that the skin tone is natural again, that's just amazing to me. So this is the winner. Even though this could look a little bit artificial, I don't know. What do you guys think? So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comments section below. I'd love to hear what your ideas are. And what would you do? Would you do the Adobe Photo Enhance first and then use the gigapixel upscale it based on these results? Or does it matter to you? Either way, I'd just be curious what you have to say. I think that I'm torn between the two because they both turned out pretty well. I don't know. I think overall, I think I like the Adobe's enhancements after the fact. Actually, we did those first, and then we used gigapixel to enhance it even further. So you still need two. I think it's a two-pronged approach, but this was far beyond what I could even have imagined these photos turning out. So I'm really happy with the result. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, click the likes and subscribe. And until next time, this is Steve Klein with Images in Motion, bringing you the best tips and tools to bring your family photos back to life and leave a long-lasting legacy for your children and your grandchildren for years to come. Now, we also have the other one in my series where my mom and dad were courting each other and dating. And if you want to see another video just like this one where we enhance one of their photos together, take a look at this photo right here, or this video. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next video.